What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee on a Wealth Wednesday. I'm with my partner, Stacey Tisdale.
Happy Wealth Wednesday, everybody. Yes. We are taking you way up with Sam 40 Taylor.
Yes, how's it going?
What's up, Sam? We want us to call you 40?
I like Sam these days. 40.
Okay.
It's
What's
like
40? What was 40 about?
40, I got that in high school. So growing up, I have an older brother named Wayne, and everyone called me Wayne little brother. So the name 40 came from, there's a dance in Chicago called the 40s, like back in the day, like juke music. It's called the 40s. So this kid from Chicago taught me how to do the 40, and I went back to D.C. and I started doing it around my neighborhood. And they're like, yo, what's that dance called? I'm like, it's called the 40. So then I went from Wayne little brother to we just gonna call you 40. So but I tell people sometimes 40 means other things depending on.
Well, we're talking to you today about your business. So we'll call you. Do you want us to call you Sam?
Sam
or Mr.
Taylor.
You want us to call you Mr.
Sam.
Taylor?
I like Sam.
Okay.
Well,
Sam Taylor is here with us today.
Yes.
Box Truck Bros. You can follow that on Instagram. You have like 715,000 followers.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a journey. It's been over the course of 3 years, organically too.
You got all those followers in 3 years?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
From 3 years consistently, organically too. People follow us sometimes. Never went that route, but just straight from posting content, being dedicated, consistent with it. So yeah, we up there.
The trucking business is such a huge industry. It's something that's never going anywhere.
It's not.
Yeah.
People talk about like the self-driving trucks taking over, stuff like that. I don't think that's going to surpass, actual people driving the trucks.
Especially for shipping.
Yeah.
The robots can't do all the...
Maybe like more like the yard work, like, like putting pallets or like the crates on to a truck, but not actual like driving the truck across the
I
country.
could see it being like how pilots kind of like it's autopilot, but somemo's there. Because I feel like you always will have to have someone there because anything could happen.
That's a good analogy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we want to we're going to break down how it all got started and the business and everything. But we were talking about this following that you've built over 3 years and the content. And I know you just decided to record your journey of building a business and it caught on.
Yes. So when I first started out, didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was kind of diving into starting a business, and I just wanted to document my process and also educate people on what I was doing, and also kind of learn from my mistakes. So when I first started, grabbed the camera and just started documenting raw content, though, like the ins and outs of what goes on a day-to-day basis in the trucking industry.
And before you even got into your first truck, you actually drove Doordash. Right,
Yeah.
for how many years?
I did that for 4 years.
And then how much money did you have to save up to be able to start your own business?
So I wasn't saving to a goal. I didn't have like a number in mind, but I had about like 25,000 saved before I got into trucking doing Doordash.
Okay.
How did you decide trucking?
So before getting into trucking, I was doing research on what business to start. And me and my brother actually, and we drew like a little web of different businesses we could start with about 25,000. And we kind of we thought about carpet cleaning, thought about landscaping, thought about like junk removal and stuff like that. And we realized we didn't want a client-based business where you deal with clients, stuff like that. Sometimes people it's time to get something done. They kind of be...
I just did 1-800-GOT-JUNK for the first time while I was cleaning out my basement. Yeah.
Okay.
I
yeah.
was thinking to myself when they came, I was like, this is a great business.
Yeah, it is. But we didn't want a client-based business, so started looking on YouTube and came across the box truck business. And we seen that you can get started in the trucking industry with no CDL. So
What's CDL?
No CDL. So you don't need a commercial driver's license. You just have a regular license. So kind of doing
Really?
DoorDash. Yeah.
I could go drive a truck later today?
I mean, yeah, you could. You could. You
I
might
would
need a
tell
little
everybody
bit of...
get off the road.
Yeah. So, kind of doing DoorDash, driving all day throughout the city. It was almost like doing the same thing, but on a bigger scale. So it's kind of like a no-brainer.
But you still have clients.
Yeah, so we work with businesses, brokers, companies, people who got the money. They're ready to pay.
So you're getting your money.
Yeah, you're getting paid. So that was kind of like the main goal was just not really deal with clients.
And so when you said, what can you start for $20,000 to $25,000, what are the costs involved with starting this business?
So first you got to do your paperwork, depending on where you live. Of course, you got to have your LLC. In Virginia, LLC is $100. After that, you got to get your MC and DOT number, which is the authority that gives you legal authorization to carry freight across the country.
Okay.
So that is $300 standard for everyone. After that, you need the insurance for your truck, because the truck has to have liability, cargo. So depending on your driving record, what kind of truck you have, insurance is going to vary.
So you leased your own truck, or
I bought my own truck.
But
yes.
Okay, and then you were making payments on it, because I saw how happy you were when you paid off your truck.
Ecstatic, yeah. So I bought my truck. I had to put down $12,000, which is about 30% of the truck. This at the time where trucks were a lot cheaper.
Okay, I was like, that doesn't sound expensive.
Yeah, no, it's not. And some people, they go out and buy cars, or they go about other things. And when I seen that, I can go buy a truck for the same amount, I was kind of like, I'm gonna do that.
They're not that expensive.
No,
they're not as expensive as cars.
They're not. And not only can you finance, you can also rent a truck from Budget, Penske, Enterprise, and these are going to be a less startup cost because you're not putting down 20 to 30% of the truck.
Right.
You're only renting either from a week-to-week basis or a month-to-month basis, which can range from $1,000 to $3,000 depending on what terms you get on.
Okay.
How long did that process take? When you said you had to get your license?
The DOT. So once you do your paperwork as far as your LLC, your DOT MC number, that takes 30 days to go active. So let's just say today you said, I want to start a trucking business, and you got your LLC and you did the authority for your trucking business. Then you have a minimum of 30 days in order to get your truck ready and your insurance and everything, and then you'll be able to go and start delivering freight.
Wow. And I know you're kind of coaching people to do this too.
Yes. Throughout my own L's and mistakes I've made throughout the business, the trucking industry really, it's about strategy. So it's an industry full of opportunity, but like if you go get a truck, you kind of don't really know where to start, right? It's kind of like you go out there and you could deal with brokers. We operate loads off load board. So a load board is essentially where, let's just say a broker has a shipment that needs to be moved. They'll post our load on a load board, and you call the broker, negotiate a rate, and you go pick it up, drop it off. But it's kind of all about how effectively you do it, with the strategy. So the strategy that we run is kind of what I teach people.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are quite a story. You really turned your life around. I mean, it's just so nice to talk to you, and you're so nice.
Thank
you. Obviously so successful, but you were incarcerated. You didn't finish school.
Yes.
How'd you turn that around?
I would say it really started with my childhood. Growing up, my mom was a single mom, about a drug addiction. So we had a very unstable childhood. Out of my 12 years of schooling, I've been to 12 different schools, moving house to house, stuff like that. So living in, that kind of environment, it's almost like you battle adversity a lot, So just having to see the positive in a lot of negative situations is kind of what instilled just like, certain work habits, how to be disciplined. And that's really kind of where it started at, And fast forward to 18, I caught a felony. I got a robbery charge, so I didn't graduate high school, and that was just another battle to where I just kind of had to figure things out, and just kind of roll with the punches.
How long were you in jail?
1 year.
And so when you came home and you have to put that you have a felony, how difficult was that, and what types of things were people telling you when you were trying to work? Or
man, I was getting turned down from jobs like Target. Like, so, you hear people about like it's going to be hard to get a job with a felony, right? I'm thinking on like a higher scale, maybe business, IT, something like that. I didn't know I'm getting denied by Target, Best Buy at the age of 19.
You could be president of the United States, though. You could run for president.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wrong field.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Sam for president.
Oh, wow. And and if you would have just not put that on there, you would have gotten a job.
I think so.
Yeah.
But if they would have found out.
Yeah, I think they do a background check. So
yeah.
I've applied to jobs like that, and I was still getting denied by, like, I say Target, Best Buy. And I'm like, I'm not qualified to work here, So I kind of understood early that finding a job was going to be hard. Of course, I was only 19 years old, so I didn't have no kind of degree, no kind of work experience to kind of back that up. So that was kind of tough for me. And
you tried to go back to school, right?
Yeah. So in high school, I played basketball. I didn't go to college, anything like that. So after I got out of jail, then I enrolled in community college, and I tried to pursue basketball. But I say student athlete, student first, athlete second. I was like an athlete student.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So school was never my thing. I tried to let basketball be the motivation to go get the grades, get the credits, and try to get a degree. But I did one semester in community college, and then I failed out. So then I was just kind of back to doing regular hustles. I always kind of been like a hustler, just kind of make money on the side, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I got into.
And so it was you and your brother that started this business?
Yes, me and my brother.
And what trajectory was he on while all this was happening with you? What was he doing in life?
So me and my brother, growing up, we weren't as close. I say my brother, he was in group homes. I was in group homes. So we weren't as close kind of growing up. We were kind of separate. So once we started the business and doing trucking, we kind of got a lot closer. But he was working at U-Haul, working at like a payday loan place, just working the regular 9-to-5 job, trying to make ends meet.
That's a dope story.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And what you were saying was if you realized that school wasn't for you.
Yes.
And then you went the entrepreneurial route. And I think a lot of people are starting to rethink college, and they're thinking about getting skills and entrepreneur training instead.
Yes.
What would you have to say about that?
It's definitely a different ballgame. Working a regular 9-to-5 or a job, you kind of know what you're going to make every 2 weeks or every day, every week.
This fluctuates.
Yes. So going into entrepreneurship is really the unknown. You kind of betting on yourself and not knowing what's going to come. So it's kind of really just preparing yourself and also knowing what kind of person you are. So many people want to start a business and dive into entrepreneurship, but they don't really kind of have what goes into running a business. You may work 70 hours a week and you may not make no money. You may have a family, especially with trucking. A lot of people want to get started in trucking and they have family, they got kids, they're going to be home every night, but it may require you to kind of be on the road. So I always suggest to, assess your situation and see if whatever you're trying to get into is going to fit your schedule and if you have time to.
And so you've also expanded from that, right? And so you had your truck.
Yes.
And then tell us what happened next, like how you've grown the business.
So I had one truck, and one thing about the trucking industry is it's all revolved around the dispatch, right? Like the dispatch kind of is in control of booking the loads, route planning, making sure the truck is making money. So that's where I kind of stepped off the truck. I hired a driver, got off the truck, and I learned the dispatch side. And after running one truck, then I kind of scaled up and got another truck. But at this time, I went the rental route. So being new in business, I didn't understand how to scale. I just thought okay, more trucks equals more money, equals more profits, but I'm doing kind of all the work. Because me and my brother, even though we're box truck bros, we kind of branched off and we both have our separate business. So he has his own business, I have my own business, but we're in conjunction. So I got more trucks and more drivers, more problems,
more
bills. And I'm
more maintenance.
And I'm making all this, I'm making the money, but I'm saying I'm doing all this work and making money, but it's I'm not even seeing it, So that's when I kind of all right, well, I have way too much on my plate. I got to get rid of some trucks. And then I kind of scaled back down to a level that I was comfortable operating at.
Yeah, so it can be tricky doing business with family.
Yes. And this is, honest truth, because there's a lot of people out there who want to get into this space is they say don't do business with family. And that was our story with me and my brother. I was kind of the one who started the business, funded everything, and then, I was kind of yo, let's get on the same page, let's start this business. And sometimes people don't appreciate the work that it takes to get to a certain level because they don't know what goes into it, So we had two different ideas of how we wanted to run the business. My whole thing was we gonna get started, we saving every dollar, we're not spending nothing, and he has a family, he has kids, so he was
different situation.
I can't do that. I gotta,
this is why I'm doing this to
pay
my bills.
It's always been my understanding when you are an entrepreneur and you have a business, right? You really get paid last. Everything kind of gets invested back into the business.
Yes.
There's people who want to if they need that money, they want to get a salary. But that is definitely like employees always get salaries.
Yes.
They get paid first. As a business owner, you get paid last.
Yes.
I'm glad you said that because we hear such advice. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. You can't really.
No, you can't.
As an entrepreneur.
No, you
and that's
can't.
just some people have to know.
Yeah.
Everything. Remember when we had the budget Nista on, and she said everything goes in the pot.
Yeah.
Everything goes in the pot.
So that was our story. And we weren't seeing eye to eye, and we just kind of figured that it wasn't working. And I was like, yo, look, I think it's best that you start your own LLC. You run it the way you want to run it, and we'll still be, in line. But I can't afford to pay you what you want to be paid to take care of it. Because he left his job,
Right.
So you leave your job, you used to making certain money, you got rent, stuff like that. So,
Okay, that's good. Sometimes you also have to be like, I love you as my brother. And let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to leave this as brothers still.
Yeah,
we still want to get along.
Yeah, so we didn't want to mess up our brotherhood and our relationship.
And what about with your mom?
As far as
like I know that you guys had a tough upbringing.
Yes, my mom, we're close. Not as close as I would like us to be. When you're kind of growing up, you see just like traditional families who spend a lot of time together. We spend a lot of time away, from my mom. So now she's doing a lot better. She's married now. She's moved down to the country, so she's settled. She's not living that fast-paced life. So, and I think with the drug addiction, of course, comes some sort of mental health problems.
Right.
So she's in her space. She's doing well, but we're not as close as I would like us to be, but we're still good. We talk every day. I'm there for her. She's supportive.
She has to feel good to see her son become so successful.
I know
too.
She's proud of you. I was just going to say that. I know she's very proud of you.
Yeah, very. And I always let her know, because sometimes as parents, you feel like you don't give your child the best opportunities or set them up to be successful, And I always tell my mom, like, I don't know how it would have went any other way if you weren't where you were, So even though you didn't meet the criteria or the standards you like to live up to, a lot of what we went through, has built me to be the man I am today, and that's just overcoming a lot of adversity and working very well under pressure. That's where I feel like I work the best.
You were in an amazing mental space with that, because I remember we were talking and you said how critical it is for people not to let people project limitations on you.
Yes. Early years back, even when I started doing Doordash, I was working at a preschool and I was making $10 an hour, and now I was a hustler. So I went from making money outside of a 9 to 5, but it's pretty decent, but I had to give that up to, work a 9 to 5, getting paid $10 an hour. So that just wasn't cutting it for me. I'm 26 and I'm like, $10 an hour is not working. So I said, I'm gonna quit this job and I'm gonna do Doordash, I'm gonna deliver food, and I'm gonna do this for about 4 years to start a business. When I quit my job, even at the preschool, my brother, my family, they legit told me verbatim, you're dumb for quitting a stable job to go out there and deliver food. Like, why do you want to deliver food? And that doubt that they tried to plant in my head that I couldn't make it, going this avenue or what they thought would be the best route for me, that would have stopped me,
That's what stopped you?
No, it would have stopped me. If I listened to them, it would have stopped me.
You got to listen to your own instincts. And really it's important, I think, to have people around that can also support your dreams and ideas.
Yes.
Because you'll start, and my mother used to always say, if you hear something enough times, you'll start believing it. So you have to, even sometimes it's family, you have to.
And if I believe something I could do, I'm going to do it. No matter what you tell me, I may fail, but I'm going to do it. So that's what I did with the Doordash. I did that for about 3 or 4 years, saved up money.
How lucrative was that? Was that paying more than
Oh man, yeah.
Okay.
So I did Doordash like crazy,
I can do Doordash on my new truck that I'm driving around.
Yeah.
I hate that they make you leave a tip after, because I'm better at leaving it. Sometimes you
forget.
Yeah.
I like to do it, and I'm always like, gotta remember to leave that tip, because you forget.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So I did Doordash. Like, I always think of ways to make more money, right? So when I was out there doing Doordash, I had one phone, and I'm just doing Doordash. And I was like, I need more platforms, because not every restaurant uses Doordash. Some use Postmates, some use Grubhubs. So now I downloaded every food service on one phone. Then I'm like, if I had 2 phones, I could maximize more money. So I had my brother sign up, my mom sign up. So now I got 2 phones doing DoorDash, Grubhub, and I'm just pinging all day, you know. So I'm like, oh,
that's why I be waiting an hour.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, because I'm trying to pick up multiple loads, you know.
Now we know.
Yeah, you know. So I was doing that, you know, literally from sun up to sundown. I was doing breakfast run, lunch run, weekends.
That's the hustle because you were saving for something, and when you have a goal in mind, it can help you work really hard till you achieve that goal.
Yes. So I knew what I had to do with DoorDash. I did that. And then when I got into trucking, people told me the same thing because trucking or transportation is a semi-dominant industry. A lot of people are doing tractor trailers, semis. You don't really see a lot of box trucks going cross country. So when I bought the box truck and trying to do the same thing as semis, people told me then, get a CDL. You can't make money with a box truck. You can't do this. And I'm like, okay, you know, y'all gonna see. And that's where.
And you can do, like when people think I'm getting a truck, they're like, oh, I'll be driving across the country. No, you can do little runs.
Yes. You could do local. You could do cross country. You could do regional where you just kind of run in between like Jersey to PA, Jersey to Virginia. The trucking industry is full of opportunities. Yeah. Contracts, brokers, load boards. Uber Freight. It's full of opportunities, but getting into it, it's up to you to figure out what works best for you. Everyone don't want to drive cross country. Everyone doesn't want to stay local. Some people want to make more money. The more you drive, the more you make. So it's really kind of an industry where you kind of get in, figure out what works best for you, and just learn from your mistakes.
Okay, so to date, what has been your best week and what was your worst week?
She's about numbers.
Numbers. My best week, so on average, because I specialize in dispatch. So I say that's why a lot of people, and I got the dispatch from doing DoorDash. If anyone who does DoorDash, Uber, everyone has a strategy that they run. If you're doing Uber, you're probably at the airport at 5 a.m. If you're doing DoorDash, you're probably at the restaurants, during lunchtime, during dinner time. You know, you're not running too far. So I specialize in dispatch, and my best week, I probably did about 8,000, but that's like my best week. My worst week, I've probably been like 2,000.
Okay, that's
good.
But it's so many factors that go into why you make that amount of money. You have a breakdown. Do you have days off? Are you taking off? So if the truck is running consistent, my driver's out there running, we average about between $1,000 to $1,200 a day. So about $5,000 to $6,000 a week is what we try to bring down.
Yeah. We're not mad at that.
Yeah,
We're not mad at
decent.
that at
It's
all.
decent. Yeah.
So now you said you love to work as much as you possibly can. It feels like that has been your motto. But when do you take time to take a break, relax, go on vacation, enjoy some of the money?
I've been trying to do that more now that I'm in a better financial position. And I think, like I said, my childhood, money doesn't come around my neighborhood often. You know, so I'm still kind of like in that mindset where like, I got a business, you know, so if anything happens today or tomorrow, I don't have a guaranteed income, you know, so trying to build that foundation of making sure that I have enough money to scale to invest in different avenues or ventures is kind of what I'm on, you know, so I try to treat myself and take a vacation every now and then. I went to Tulum last year, you know, so I did Tulum. This right here is a trip.
Did you go into
New York.
cenotes?
I did. I went to cenotes. That was cool.
You got to do all that.
I was scared about that under the cave, and that was.
I did that. You know, I can't swim.
See, I could swim,
I had
but
the noodle, so I was
you did?
like,
You had your noodle. That
and they
must have
have
been
bats,
so cute.
And they have the bats inside of the cenote, so you see like all the fruit bats and stuff.
Yeah, that was a little too adventurous for me.
Too much, right?
Yeah. But it was a good experience.
That's great.
So
awesome.
I'm trying to enjoy life a little bit more now, but my main goal is to continue to scale, continue to get to where I want to be, and then enjoy the fruits of my labor.
And you also coach other people.
Yes. So we do offer coaching. I have courses that teach people how to, of course, get started with cheaper down payments, strategies that we run to make the kind of money that we make, and kind of also offering dispatch classes and mentorship and things like that. So for people who need the step-by-step, you know, hold my hand through this process, we do offer that.
And if you go on Instagram to @BoxTruckBros, BROS,
BOX. Oh yeah.
At Box Truck Bros.
Bros, yes.
Yeah.
And your profile, I see there's your link tree so people can see how, I mean, he has lots of services that he provides people.
Yes, we do consultations. I say we do courses, ebooks for people who just kind of want to buy it on the whim. And I say we also do offer mentorship and dispatch training.
Yeah, you're very transparent on your page about every aspect of the business, good or bad.
That's how you 700,000 followers.
Yeah, because, get into, especially with like social media and whenever you're offering, because the whole goal of starting trucking was not to sell it to no one. Like a lot of people who come from the same environment and background as I do, and I wanted to be fully transparent of what you're getting yourself into. What goes on in the day-to-day from sleeping in the truck, picking up loads, talking to brokers, negotiating rates, like just everything that you could possibly show, I wanted to show,
That's really cool for branding because so many people now use social media to build their brand and their business. And you say authenticity.
Yes. A lot of things in social media are silly. And if you're someone like me who's just kind of like real, I don't like silly. I like the authenticity of things, and I do my research. I look at your profile, what you got going on, how much information are you putting out? Are you trying to sell me on something? And that's kind of what we do. And the Box Truck Bros, the platform has become a platform that people who's getting into trucking can kind of come into, and we help people from. Let's say if you have a business and you need a dispatcher, so we help people find dispatchers, we help people find drivers, so it's just been a very transparent process.
The last thing, there's some people out there listening who have been incarcerated and they think it's over, it's game over. What do you have to say to them?
For one, of course, don't let people project their limitations on you. And at the same time, run your race. Be present with where you are. A lot of people compare themselves to others, especially their peers, social media. They look online or see how much time they may have wasted or how much time they may have lost out on. And it's never too late. I did the same thing when I was 26. I felt behind. My friends going to college. They graduating from college. They coming home, and I'm like, yo, I'm doing Doordash, and y'all got big boy jobs, and you're not going to get anywhere without having a plan, without having a goal.
Right.
So surround yourself around the right people, the right environment. Educate yourself on what you want to do, and
don't compare your journey to anybody else's either.
Yeah, at all. Because that would definitely
mess up your head.
Have you feel like you're behind.
And some people be lying too. So
to be
clear, you don't know how good somebody's for real doing.
And you never know your timing. Like I did never think for once when I first started the growth would be this far. So even though I started behind, I've surpassed a lot of people who I once thought were above me. Just because of what they had going on and where I was at in life, and the amount of time and work I put into what I'm doing, I have seen the growth in it.
All right. Well, that's great. I love that. Make sure you guys follow Box Truck Bros. Sam Taylor, a.k.a. 40. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Happy Wealth Wednesday, everybody. And Sam will be in our Wealth Wednesdays for Entrepreneurs group on Facebook. Please be sure to join. It's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Way up.